Start with Charlie on Twitter. What hidden gems does the org have like Kyler Fedko? He cited Fedko as an example of like a guy who is not listed on most top 30 lists, but could be a breakout type guy. I have a couple of thoughts here, Jeremy, and I will welcome you to add to this list. But a guy I want to highlight first is Cole Peschel, who unfortunately got injured in the middle of this season. He's 22-year-old pitcher, and we've talked about this on a number of episodes. He was a 15th round pick in 2024. We talked about how after that 2022 draft, where they had all that success with college arms, they struggle for the next couple of classes to replicate the same success with their college arms. But Peschel's been really, really good. 68 innings across 2 levels this year. A 2.49 ERA, a 3.07 FIP. It's not an overwhelming K rate, just under 9 per 9, but it's really good control. And he's kind of checked the boxes of like, I've proven it in the lower levels. Like you'd want to see, I think, a strikeout rate that's higher than what he has, which is a tick under 23%, but a 6.5 walk rate. Percent walk rate is really, really good. Like fills up the strike zone. It's some good breaking stuff. So Peschel was a really interesting one. Unfortunately, season cut short, pardon me, through injury, but already 42 innings in Cedar Rapids. So would expect him to maybe start there in 2026 and then move up. I have a couple of other guys who I think are interesting. Anyone jump out for you, Jeremy, as a like hidden gem or like under the radar type guy?
Well, yeah, and I think whenever Kyler Fedko is used as an example, it's hard because a year ago we would have classified him as organizational filler.
Yeah,
right? Like he was not under the radar. He wasn't near the radar, right? So if his game doesn't entirely transform, he's probably not in the organization. Like that type of leap is super rare.
Yeah. Agreed.
So I think that needs to, we need that disclaimer, because for us to take a similar thing, it would be like saying the guy that they got back for Carlos Correa is like, that's the type of thing, right? The guy that we just don't expect to be in the organization.
Sure.
I think under the radar kind of on this year, I think Kadeem Jow would be a name that might kind of fall off the radar because of all the other stuff that's happened. He's been dinged up, but he's a little more on the radar, right? I do think that there's some hope there. One name that I have mentioned since he was drafted, Cade Bragg, a left-handed relief pitcher.
Great one.
Was kind of skyrocketed up the system. He's in Double-A right now. He was a late round pick. And then jumped up. And then I think, and I've done this a number of times and you chuckle every time I do it, but when you take any of those international guys that struggled, that are, I think are they still they're all in Fort Myers, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yasir Mercedes, Byron Chourio, the Beltre that's there.
Dude, his
there, like, there's a bunch of guys that I think are just like not really at the forefront. And if any of those guys take a leap at, 19, 20, 21 years old, that can happen. And I think Jose Rodriguez, I don't even know, he's still in the organization, right?
Yeah, he's done. Yeah. He's been done for a while.
Like done, like not in the organization?
Oh, he got released, I think. Yeah.
Oh. But I mean, that group of guys to me is kind of somewhere that you can have someone kind of really jump up as they start to, not only acclimate themselves to professional baseball, but also acclimate themselves to the American culture and being in an unfamiliar place. So I do think there's some hope there. But those would be kind of my picks to maybe unearth some gems.
Like that. Speaking of people who have acclimated well to the United States, Enrique Jimenez, we've talked a lot about on the show, but I just got to continue to shout him out. 19-year-old at Fort Myers for the first time, now hitting 264, 376, 494. He has a WOBA of 500, 143 WRC plus, 6 home runs already in his first 19 games. And the best thing about Enrique Jimenez, if you haven't seen any of his home run highlights, I mean, this dude basically walks around the bases after he hits a home run. It's so slow. Watch him hit a bomb and then just trot incredibly slow. I'd be so annoyed if I was a pitcher who gave up a home run to him. He's awesome. Really enjoying him a ton.
And still 19.
And still 19. And a switch hitter, no less.
Yeah. And so, I mean, we talk about Tait being 19. Jimenez is a little bit older, but I mean, he was a return for Chris Paddock, and Chris Paddock's awful.
Yeah.
And so I know that you weren't a big fan of that trade when it happened. I should find my texts.
No, you shouldn't.
Did you see the Tigers moved him to the bullpen yesterday? Yeah. And he gave up 6 earned runs in like an inning to the Mets.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah. Why do the Tigers do this to themselves? Like Kenta Maeda, not good. But let's double down and let's try Chris Paddock.
You know, it is what is it at this point.
Yeah. So I do
a lot less on Paddock than they did Maeda. So
that's true. But I do think there are certainly some guys that are kind of buried down there, and we have not covered all of them. But I think we covered some good ones.